Hello and welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and Reverend Bryan is finally back with us. Welcome, Reverend Bryan.
I'm back for now.
Well, he'll be with us for a few weeks, and then he's off to take care of Project Pocket Rocket.
Yay!
But I'm so glad to have you back, at least for now.
Yay, Operation Pocket Rocket.
Yay, Operation Pocket Rocket. So we'll go over our rules when Bryan and I read together. So first of all, we're not medical people. We can't predict medical outcomes. We're not legal people. We can't predict legal outcomes. We can't predict the offspring of your unborn children, but congratulations. And we're not predicting the outcome of any of the many political situations going on in the United States of America. And we're not actually going to do any commentary tonight because this is tarot and not political commentary.
All of that.
All of that. And
I encourage you to play nicely with your toys and make new friends.
Yes. Hi, Lucas. Welcome. So, having said all that, please go ahead and post your questions in chat, and we'll be happy to do 3-card, more or less, readings for you. Or just say hi and tell us where you're from. And how cold is it in New York today?
I don't know. I have 2 beverages, if that matters.
Okay. Are they both hot?
No, one's cold and one's hot because I'm weird. It's currently 24 degrees and feels like 12 outside.
Wow. Well, here in Nashville, it's 33 and cloudy, and it seems to have quit snowing and sleeting for now. For now.
For now. If we didn't get any snow here in New York. Thank God. I don't like snow.
Right. And Lucas says, one of my New Year's resolutions is to up my meditation sessions to 4 times a day. What is my outlook for success?
How many days are you at currently?
No, 4 times per day. And hey, Michael, good to see you. Hello, Patricia from Syracuse, where it's very cold. Well, Lucas, I don't know that that's a tarot reading question. We'll pull some cards from you, but really the success is up to you.
That's why I asked how many Lucas is up to, because, you can always improve once or twice per day currently.
Hello, Anissa. Good to see you.
All right, so first card I got is the Queen of Wands, and I'm reading with the Urban Tarot, which is a deck I love, and now that I have my own space, I get to use more of my decks, Mary. So the Queen of Wands says that if this is something you want, you can do it. However, like Mary said, it's up to you. For the second card I pulled is the Prince of Discs, which is the Pentacles suit. And I would say with this card, it's all about balance and it's all about your own dedication. So, and also this card is known as the day trader, which means if you take shortcuts and you cheat yourself, you're not going to get the success that you want. It's all about dedication. And then I pulled the Emperor, which this card is depicted like some weird hybrid of Michael Bloomberg and Rudy Giuliani as mayor, believe it or not, which is weird. But again, the Emperor is masculine energy and all about discipline and sort of that like self-discipline.
Okay, so I have got Judgment, which we see balanced on a lotus blossom. This is about basically reaping what you sow, or you will get what you put into it. We have the Princess of Swords. She is about careful communication. So I'm going to say what you mean and mean what you say. And then I've got the Four of Cups. Cups are around our emotions. And with the Four of Cups, it's about looking at your current situation and are you happy with what you have? So you say you're going to up your meditation to about 4 times as much as what you're doing. So really, why? What do you expect to gain from it? Why do you feel like that's going to benefit you? That's what I'm going to leave you with. You can make it happen if you really want to, but why do you think it's going to benefit you? Okay. So, Michael, will I win the lottery? I know you can't answer that, LOL. Well, I won the lottery last week. 15 bucks I won the lottery for. You're very welcome, Lucas. So, winning the lottery is all relative. I've won the lottery for 100 bucks. That's my best so far. How about you, Bryan?
About that time I went to Vegas for my bachelor party and hit the jackpot on a slot machine and bought a Versace dress shirt. You mean that luck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in April of 2024, I went to Vegas for my bachelor party and hit a $6,000 jackpot on a slot machine. So my luck's pretty good. I did win $15 on 2 scratch offs last week.
So there you go. Yeah, Michael, I predict that at some point in 2026, you're going to hit the lottery.
Yeah, but that word is relative. So my idea of hitting the lottery is exactly what happened to me in Vegas. Not winning like millions of dollars, but having like a good time and getting to buy something like expensive that I would have never bought in my life. So the word winning the lottery, be more specific, Michael.
I mean, like I said, I won 15 bucks.
Technically,
came in handy. Needed to take the grandkids for coffee.
Oh, is that how we got gay coffee?
Well, we were going to take them out anyway, but.
Right.
Hey, Zebra. Or Zebra, sorry. It is good to see you. We'll be happy to do a general reading for you. Hey, Felicia, and then we will get to your general reading.
Note to the tarot card readers, stop making long cards for tiny hands.
I kid Reverend Don about this deck all the time. I tell him, of course, it's easy for you to shuffle. Your hands are twice the size of mine.
Well, my problem is your deck has 25% more cards, if I'm not wrong. This is a normally counted number of card deck, but they're of the
Yeah.
longer variety,
Mm-hmm.
which is not my favorite, but I really like this deck. It's one of my favorites. And it's created by a trans woman.
Even better.
Well, it also has some of my favorite art being a New Yorker. So, and you know how much I don't like, and you know how much I don't like the Suit of Cups, but this Suit of Cups I particularly like, including the card I just drew, believe it or not. Ha! It's my favorite card of the deck.
All right. Well, you showed one card, so you go ahead.
So the first card I pulled is the Ace of Cups, and as I was about to say, this is actually my favorite card in this deck because if you're from New York, you can see the Bethesda fountain that's in Central Park with the angel that's known from, you know, Angels in America. Oh my god, I almost had a brain fart. But the Ace of Cups is always about new emotions, new beginnings, you know, lovey, mushy emotions. But I really like this card. It's so pretty. It's also where I want my husband to throw my ashes because he'll get a fine for trying to do it. The second card I pulled is the Two of Wands, which is actually the outside the front of the Museum of Natural History. So the Two of Wands is about domination. And then the third card I pulled is the Prince of Cups, which here is depicted by the filmmaker. So all in all, I would say that for you, Zebra, this reading is a balance about emotions and passion. But since you have two cups and only one wands, your emotions are what's going to take over, even though your passion for whatever this situation is, and I get the feeling that it's in the Department of Emotions and Love, which is not my personal favorite. So I'm going to pull one more card because I can. And I pulled the moon, which is also important because it is a full moon this evening. And I would say that definitely a good time to reflect and contemplate emotions, love, and what's that looking like for you right now, whether it's self-love or love with another person. That's what I got. That's what the card wrote.
All right. First card I've got is the Five of Swords. So you are dealing with some conflict. Just push your way through it. I've also got the Two of Wands. Wands are around our passions. And this is about starting a new venture, something you're really passionate about. And then I've got the Queen of Cups. As Bryan has so eloquently told us, cups are about our emotions. And this is being in a good position where you are enjoying your life and your relationship. So I'm going to say overall, this is a very fortunate reading for you. So I hope you find that helpful.
I have to see if I can find your card depicted in here so you can see it because that's important.
Okay. And now we're going to do a general reading for Felicia.
Okay, you can go first while I search for the Mary card.
Okay. And as you might have noticed, I did have an escapee. Oh, this is hilarious, Bryan.
Look,
So, oh, how beautiful.
the painter.
So, and before I start this reading, I'm going to tell you that when Reverend Don did the Kickstarter for this deck of cards, he did give us the option of commissioning a particular card if we so chose. So the first card I've got is the Fool. So the Fool means that you're at the start of a cycle. You can choose to go in any direction you choose and focus on anything you want to. The next card I have is the Queen of Swords. And this is why Bryan is over there laughing, because he said he had to find the Mary card. During the Kickstarter, I asked Reverend Don to draw me as the Queen of Swords because this card has been representing me for 30 years now. So, the Queen of Swords swords, of course, are about communication. The Queen of Swords always asks us to consider our current situation, look at what has worked in similar situations in the past and what didn't work in similar situations in the past, and move forward based on that information. And well, I certainly hope the card looks like me. I paid for it to look like me. But thank you. And then I've got the Two of Swords. And this card represents an alliance. It is an alliance rather than a friendship. You're going to partner with someone to achieve a specific goal, and the partnership may not last any longer than that goal. And finally, I did have one card fall out while I was shuffling. This is the Five of Lamps, lamps being the suit of magic and spirituality in this deck. And 5 means you need to take a step back from your situation. You're a bit too close to it, so step back from it so you can understand it more fully. So I hope this helps you, Felicia.
So the first card I have for you, Felicia, is the Chariot. I feel like you're in a good place with your life. You feel like you have control and you're moving forward with confidence. I would say don't stop, but imposter syndrome is, well, imposter syndrome. And the reason I bring that up is the second card I pulled is the Devil. Now, this is another really fun card because it's literally a dude sitting on a toilet smoking a cigarette in his jeans. So this isn't your traditional scary Christianized devil. This is about like bondage or feeling stuck. So when I said imposter syndrome, whatever progress you've made, someone or something in your head is making you feel like you haven't done enough. Stop listening to it. And the third card I pulled is the Princess of Pentacles, which in this deck is depicted as a kindergarten teacher. So obviously someone with wisdom and guidance and the shaping young minds of tiny humans. All of that is to say that keep doing what you're doing and don't let the little nasty voice inside your head make you stop because you're doing great. So keep doing it.
All right. And does anyone else have a question for us? I think we're caught up.
I think we should poll the audience, Mary,
Okay.
since we've been contemplating changing our time slot to earlier.
All right.
So we're going to run a little poll here. So for people, we are at what the 10 o'clock, well, 10:21 now Eastern time, which is 9 o'clock, 9:21 married time. Should we start at 9 o'clock Eastern time or at 10 o'clock Eastern time? So for your vote, 9 p.m. Eastern time, put a 1 in the chat box. For us to keep our slot at 10 o'clock, put a 2 in the chat box.
Or to make it simpler, if you would like for us to start an hour earlier.
There you go. That part.
Yeah.
Had I thought about this, I could actually put a poll together. But.
Right. But we are considering starting an hour earlier. So if you would like for us to start an hour earlier, it's put a 1 in.
Yep.
Put a 1 in the chat box. If you would like for us to keep our current time, put a 2 in your chat box.
You only get one vote. This is America.
Yeah.
We vote early, but you're only allowed to do it once. Maybe next week I'll actually put together a poll.
A poll would be good.
That'd be fun.
So far, we got one vote. We would like to hear from everyone.
Or we just get to make a decision and we don't care about democracy, which, is fine.
We would like everyone's input.
So remember I told you that this particular deck, that the cups are particularly cute?
Yes.
So that's the 2.
Aw.
And that's the 10.
Oh.
Very gay.
Kissy face.
Yes. Maybe a little less kissy. See. Oh, this one I also like a real lot. It's supposed to be a pizza delivery man as the 8 of Wands.
That is amazing.
Yep. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh. Let's see. Oh. Boot Black as the 6 of Pentacles.
Okay.
Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
Oh, I like this one a lot.
All right. And does anyone else have a question for us? By the way, do your cards still live in an art cart?
I can't. Hold on. Spin this way. Sort of, not really. Well, remember, because there was a flood. I haven't really gotten to do what I wanted to do yet.
Right.
So they started on that bookshelf, and there was supposed to be more, but then we had to pause.
Do I have an opinion on tarot decks made with AI?
I have many opinions about a great many things. That is not one that has occupied space in my brain yet.
I have not really considered the question either.
However,
We can ruminate about it.
I was going to say, I might want to try next week to ask this question again when I've had time and spoons to think about it. Are there any other questions which we might have answers to?
Yes.
Ooh, that's another idea, Mary.
What?
Have an idea. Coming up with place for people to send us questions in advance so we can actually have opinions on them. Like doing instead of doing a Tarot Thursday, doing like a Q&A.
We could do a Q&A. Or we could give a certain amount of time to Q&A. I will say this. I have used AI to create promotional materials, and I have spent a fair amount of time correcting AI.
I was gonna say, I tried to use AI to make a flyer for the Corellian Times and then spent more time fixing it than I would have had I just. It's great if you don't need text.
Yeah, when I just asked for a fairly simple design that I was having a hard time creating in Canva, it came up with the design for me.
Yeah.
When I've tried to create something that I needed text for,
I know. So this person, for example, this is the box. Who created this deck? She drew most of this by hand and then digitized it. So my thing is like,
I don't see how you are going to use AI to create the symbolism you need for a tarot deck. I mean, the deck I'm using here, we'll just grab a random card. See here, Judgment. We have a figure. Well, this one is male. He's seated cross-legged on a lotus. You know, it's a lotus flower rooted in a pond. We have open chakras with the Kundalini serpent.
I'm sorry, could you say that again with your southern accent?
Yes. Do you want to pronounce it with your New York accent?
No, it's particularly better when you do it.
And the yang behind him. And there's quite a bit of symbolism here. And I don't know that I even want to try and describe this to AI.
I don't want to try to describe anything that Don creates to AI. I feel like that's a disaster.
I mean,
so I will say, I just pulled a random card as well to try to. I pulled the Nine of Cups, so we're back in the feelings land, which you know how I feel about that. And this is like Inwood Hill Park, which if you're from New York is like at the tippy top of Manhattan. There's like the George Washington Bridge. There are 9 perfectly stacked red solo cups, which I don't want to try to tell AI what a perfectly looking red solo cup looks like. I also don't want to try
Mhm.
to tell AI that I want this tiny little corgi playing frisbee. Like, I don't want to have that. I feel like you lose, and I'd have to go pull one of my reference books, which unfortunately is on the other end of the house, to try to be like all of the keywords. You know what? Let me just do it this way. 'Cause I love technology and I'll do it for this, but I won't do it for. All right. To try to describe, as the Nine of Cups, happiness, satisfaction, contentment, emotional fulfillment, attainment of desires. I don't feel like AI has the artificial intelligence can't convey that level of emotion of a card. So
Right.
I feel like Lucas, we've just given you your answer, which is no, except when
I
it's
don't,
like fine tuning the art at the end.
yeah, I do not see how you could use AI. Like, I know this card Reverend Don drew by hand,
But then he
and
scanned.
then it was uploaded. Now, if you're asking me, could someone use a tool like Canva or another uh, electronic tool and create their deck that way? I don't have an issue with it.
That's different to me. I'm okay with that.
I am absolutely okay with that because in order to print the deck, it's going to have to be uploaded electronically at this point. The publisher is going to want an electronic file. So,
Can't draw to save my life. Loves reading tarot cards. Have a, as Mary knows, vast array of tarot cards, which eventually I will have on full display. But Rev Bryan cannot draw to save his life. And I can say that with all the confidence in the world because I tried to do a project today at work for the Save HIV funding quilt. And I drew a lotus, and it did not look like a lotus. It looked like a something else.
yeah,
Yeah. So
I cannot draw well at all. I can use tools like Canva where I can ask for other files and add to files and
I mean, Mary, you know this. I do the paper for the Corellian tradition. I have a great, what would it be called? Aptitude for like placement and making things look aesthetically pleasing. Just
right.
don't ask me to draw it for you.
Mm-hmm. Pay no attention to the man in the background.
Just scooping litter.
Just announcing it to the entire YouTube community that he's scooping the litter. Oh yeah, this is
But
my other this is my other favorite card, which is obviously my card. So this is
mhm,
and it's depicted as a member of the New York City Police Department as Lady Justice. But the pillars in the background by the scales of justice are actually supposed to be drawn to look like the World Trade Center back in the day.
wow.
So again, I
So,
would not want AI to try to replicate this, nor would I want it to because I like the person who created this deck too much.
right. Yeah, I do not see how you could use AI at all to create
Oh,
art. And having tried to use AI to create an image with text, I was actually having to say to AI, hey, you misspelled a word here.
I hate that. That is annoying.
Yeah, so
Huh.
I can't imagine. if I had design ideas for a tarot deck,
I know who to go to. I have an idea.
yeah, I would work with an artist.
See, the person, I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. The person who created Mary's deck, Rev Don, I don't think his art style and my vibe would necessarily make the deck I want. But I would respect his art enough to go with the vibes.
Right.
Right?
You know,
If he
if
told
I
me,
wanted, if I had symbols in my head for a tarot deck, I would work with an artist.
yep,
That's what I would do.
I just realized I get to check something off my bingo board.
So, all right. Well, it is getting late. So I'm going to put out one last call. Does anyone want a tarot reading?
Yay.
Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times?
Bingo.
Well, I'm going to say we are done for the evening. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Lucas, thank you for bringing that up. It's been an interesting discussion.
I'm so glad we didn't have anything planned.
Yes. See everyone next Thursday. Bryan and I will be back. And until then, blessed be. And be watching this channel starting tomorrow evening for the Peace Conference.